Greetings, Islam, Shalom, Namaste, and all the many blessings of peace around the globe. Assalamu alaikum. I am Brother Funtayus Flewellen-el, and today we're going to go into a short, brief lecture that I'd like to call Neo-Digital Feudalism and the New Economy. I'll wait for some people to come in the room. Greetings to you. Thank you for coming. I'm well and good, and yourselves. Greetings to you all. Again, today's topic and subject matter is going to be called Neo-Digital Feudalism and the New Economy. Shalom to you. Nice to see you as well. Thank you for coming. I don't think we will have as many people as we normally have because people are a lot of times are afraid of the truth, but you all obviously are not. And we're just going to bring it. I'll wait till a few more people show up. I mean, hats, not a hat. This is a fez. This is symbolizing the womb of woman and my birth and the birth of the world. This is the mother's belly. This is the navel. This is the umbilical cord, and this is the earth. These are the strands and tassels, like when you find when you're watching Superman. If you ever seen the movie Superman with Christopher Reeves, when he's a young man and Clark is running around the neighborhood and he's hanging out with people on the farm, you see that his hair is just flat. But when he starts to find himself, he goes off into the barn and he finds the green crystal. And that once he finds that green crystal, which is the star on the Moorish flag, which represents Venus, he finds himself, because Superman is also a sun god. He symbolizes the Moorish man, because when he's injured, he can fly up to the sun and he will be healed because of the melanin power that he has. But back to what I'm saying about the tassels. Once he finds himself, the curl falls into the front of his head. That's why you always see that drawn there. Those are his tassels. That means he is 720 degrees. His tassels spin freely because he was educated in the womb. Because when that pod is flying to earth, it's all of the information that his parents were giving him is in that pod, which represents the womb of woman, which represents also the Moorish Empire, which educated the whole entire planet. That's what it means when he's in the pod coming to Earth and flying through the many different galaxies. It is educating him. I don't know if you knew of that. I wonder how many people are going to show up today, and if they'll make sure that the people are notified that we're having a session today. I like to call them classes. I hope I do not disrespect anybody by saying that, but I feel like I too am part of the class in order to learn. But the reason why I call this particular lecture Neo-Digital Feudalism, because that's where we're headed. We all are excited but it can be a beautiful thing if we know what to do with it. We are all excited about crypto and what it can do for us in life-changing ability financially. One of the first things I want to talk about is the definition of a note. If people are not already aware of that, I'm going to change my screen over here and go over here to let me see what we got here. Note. The definition of a note, as in found here on this piece of fiat, it says, let me see what it says here. This note is legal tender for all debts, public and private. So Ripple just hired a woman who used to sign these. So this is a contract. It has a value. So let's go into note. To take notice of a commercial paper. But remember, we're getting ready to go digital. So they're trying to eliminate all paper. And I'll tell you why. A commercial paper that contains an express and absolute promise by the maker to pay to a specific individual. Individual in this instance means corporation, because only a corporation can do business with other corporations to order or to bearer, a definite sum. That's why they always put us in a corporate capacity in all capital letters, which is known as capitis diminutio maximum. That means that they are capitalizing off of the people. It says note, and I'm reading it, I'm at the free online dictionary. So whenever you see the hazed in gray area, lighter gray, this means that now they're telling you the truth even more so. Note, a promissory note, a written statement of debt by one or more people to one or more people with a statement of a specific owed amount or amount due. So it's not us that owes them, they actually owe the people. But I'm going to tell you also, the reason why they're trying to get rid of the paper is because they know that the people are becoming more educated and are reading more and applying what they have read. I hear people saying more and more a saying that I'm the one who coined, but they never give me credit for it. I said, it is not knowledge which equals power. It is knowledge applied which equals power. You can have all the knowledge in the world. My bookshelves are full of books. If I do not read them and apply the knowledge that is within the books, I still have not much of anything. But today we come together to learn that we may grow and edify ourselves and apply what we learn here today so we can keep for our lineage more. Okay, I'm going to go into it even more. It says, Gematria means storm. Yes, of course. I'll tell you something real magical. I was meant to do this. When you look up things in that calculator, in the Gematria calculator, you can look up all type of terms. Look up my name in there. My name is Funtayus. That's Funtayus. Flewellen, Flewellen-el. Look it up in the calculator and see what you find. You find that I'm supposed to be sitting here doing this. They look at me as opposition because I'm the one who's going to bring you the knowledge you need in order to apply yourself so that we do not fall in the bottom runs in this neo-digital feudal economy that is coming. And it is definitely feudal. Fines and fees are feudal. They tell you that at any moment, we know that they're going to be able to watch us on the blockchain, on the ledger. They can pull taxes from us when they choose, what they're calling taxes, even though that we know that it's unconstitutional. So they don't have to abide by any constitutional laws. They can just pull from you when they choose to, without a jury trial of your peers. Constitution says anything over $20, it requires a jury trial of my peers, my national peers. So if that's not available to me, that means they're robbing me, correct? Like no different than a policy enforcer pulls you over on the side of the road and writes you a so-called ticket, which is actually a bill of attainder in the form of bill of pains. He's robbing you on the side of the road. He's what is known as a highwayman. He did not have legal consent to do that in the first place. The only reason you stopped is because he wore a gun. That's the only reason. And you know they have a reputation for whipping a few people and even killing people, especially nowadays. Another reason you can find me, have you ever seen a video called More versus the Police or five cops versus one law-abiding citizen? Well, that's me. That video has over 18 million views. I never really speak on it that much, but I'm going to speak on it now because I'll utilize all the power I can in order to reach the people that we may better educate ourselves and prepare ourselves for what is happening in the now. They want to get rid of all paper so that you cannot enforce stipulation in contract. Of course, because they know the people of the land are waking up and they don't want you engaging in contracts and making stipulations on what are called on these adhesions, because that's what they are. They're trying to avoid, they don't care about the planet, because if they did care about the planet, they would have already done things in the first place to see the planet whole. What they're doing is they know the people are waking up and becoming better educated. So they wish to remove the paper, which requires you reading it and your signature. They rather just give you, this is what it says and this is what you abide by. That's called an adhesion. Adhesions in themselves are de facto and not at all contracts. I don't mean to talk over some of the people's heads, but over time, I'll make sure you know where to go to get the information that you may educate yourself. You can start with this. A Black's Law Dictionary. There you go. Black's Law Dictionary. And you want to get an older edition because it's going to help you to Keep what you are going to have in this time. It's going to help you to build a trust. So how many people out there, we're buying these crypto and speculating on it. How many people have built a trust? A trust in order to preserve your wealth. This is very important, because if you don't, they're going to take it from you. This is very important to us all. So we're going to have to start thinking about these things. We're going to understand the tiers. Okay, what a million notes buys you in today's terms? A million notes doesn't buy you much after they take from you what they call excise, capital gains, what they call it capital gains tax. Once they take their portion off the top, they're going to take it from you off the top. They're telling you that. What does that leave you with? You buy, pay for a house. You pay for a car. You're going to have electricity, so on and so forth. The prices of goods are going up. You're going to have VeChain that is going to have a supply chain token that's going to tell you where the good quality food is, because most of the places that have people that are poor are food deserts. So we got to figure out what we need to do, because if not, the people are going to be left behind in this neo-digital feudal system. I'm going to slide over and give the definition of feudal. Fines and fees are feudal. Taking property without due process from people. They're telling you they're just going to reach into your account and take from you. Without due process. Wow. I didn't know that they had that ability. Feudal. A feudal system, also known as feudalism, is a type of social and political system in which the landowners provide land to tenants in exchange for their loyalty and service. So that's only going to be to a few. And other than that, people are going to have to work really hard to have just a little. Let's find the definition of something. I'm looking at a tier here that says, I'm going to skip over here really fast. Give me just a moment. Here it is. I'm going to read something to you. Larson always says, a Cambrian explosion. The Cambrian explosion was an event approximately 541 million years ago in the Cambrian period, when practically all major animals and phyla. Oh, wow. Let's look up what that word means, which is very important to know. The reason, let me go to that word right here. Let me see. Phyla. Type this in here. Okay, give me just a moment. I wonder why they're talking about a Cambrian explosion. Definition. A principal taxonomic category that ranks above class. Why would they say that? And below kingdom. That sounds like feudalism to me. And that's what they're going to usher in. And only those who are holding that token, those right cryptocurrencies, will be made very wealthy and get to at least have some resemblance of freedom. So we're gonna have to figure out what we're gonna do to protect ourselves. Forgive me if I'm not looking at the comments, because I have to change my screen over in order to read from the definitions. I'm gonna stop for a brief moment and ask you: do you have any questions, or am I talking too fast, or is my subject matter valuable to any of you guys? See what we have here. It says, are you also sovereign or first inheritor? Of course, I know only God is the sovereign. When I say sovereignty, if you go to your law dictionary, you'll find that sovereignty is through your nationality. If you're Russian, that's where you find your sovereignty. Sovereignty is through the womb, the umbilical cord in the womb of your mother, where she gave you your natal land. That's your sovereignty. That's the truth. That's law. They'll tell us all this crap that we black and white BS to throw people off, and they get some of the people to accept terms that they're going to suffer by. Some people think, like I said the other day, I said some people think they're crayons, and don't think this doesn't apply to crypto. It does. Everything is about this. Don't think it doesn't apply that way. If you have people thinking that they're crayon boxes and their nationality is not in place, and they're going to be injured by it. You got some people walking around who tell you that they're white. How is that possible? And now they're going to use that against you, because if you will walk around telling you're white, that in itself means sovereign of that land, and they know that it's not so. That's why you see it starting to be international law being put into place. That's why the borders are being broken down. This is the truth. I'm giving it to you straight from law books. Always the truth. And law never changes. Law is standing within itself. A law is gravity. You know, you hop up right now and go right back down. That's the law of gravity. Law is simple. It's not difficult to understand. It's not difficult to explain. If it have 1,000 lines to it in the so-called contract, more than likely it's just an adhesion and a fraud on its face, prima facie evidence from the go. Let me see what we have here. What's up, my brother? I noticed something. You look very similar to the man on the video. Yeah, that's me. I was the one with the five officers versus one law-knowing citizen. That was me. That was a long time ago, a long journey ago. And matter of fact, I would be the one. I'll say this: you had Noble Drew Ali, who came to teach people, and then I came and gave energy to that movement again. A lot of Moors were working hard to teach people, but I'm the one who made it a household name and put it there. They never mention me. They never do, but it's all right. That doesn't bother me. I'll mention myself. Sometimes a person has to pat themselves on the back. You can call that not being humble. I don't care about that. I'm here to teach the people, all the people. Doesn't matter who you are. That means that I'm here to teach the families of nations who want to come and learn. That's what I'm here for. And we all need to be prepared for what is here now. I keep saying, sometimes I'll make an error and say what's coming. It's already here. Let me see. I'm going to check that out. Please do. Let me see what we have here. Janet Yellen was also speaking off of digital inequalities. Either you have XRP or you don't. I agree with you 100%. I agree with you 100%. It's exactly what's getting ready to happen. And for someone to think that $1 million is not a lot in today's terms, because it spins fast. Once they take from you, you pay for a house and a car, even just your basic necessities. You can't retire on that unless you at the further end of your life, almost leaving this world. But for a youth, you're going to have to be intelligent with it. So what would make you think, or person think, that an XRP can't be worth more than $13 million? Notes. Of course it can be. They've been printing and filling up these silos. People keep looking at it from a linear perspective, but they've been filling up these silos globally filling up these silos with debt. All of the nations are on fiat systems. So and those are, when I say nations, like when we were looking at the nations on a map, remember in school, they'll pull the map down. Back in the day, they have multiple layers of maps. And then they start introducing to the people what are corporate nation states. Those are corporate nation states. Those are corporations. Those are for-profit corporations. That's why they're called, go look it up, called corporate nation states. That's what they are. They're doing business, and the people are the business. The people are being held in servitude. Of course they are. We're working for a note. It just said that it's a debt. So if you just worked and gave your energy and labors and they give you back a note, this signifies a debt. Somebody owes us something. Somebody owes each person of every land that they are from something. Bottom line. Somebody owes somebody something. And then on top of it, they're going to go back and take from you anyway what little that they gave. If they gave anything, and then magnify it. You think a banker won't magnify one XRP to 13 million when it needs to move all of the world's fiat, and they told you that it wasn't for you? Of course, that's easy to do. And somebody's looking at the market cap, and didn't mean to offend that person if they were just asking a legitimate question. The market cap doesn't mean much of anything for right now. When they're making moves in strategic positions, continually moving forward with their plans, making a beachhead all day long, military style. Shout out to the honorable teacher, brother Let me get his name right. I'll come back to that, and I'll give a shout out to him. Yeah, shout out to the honorable teacher, the brother Asir Duke of Tears. Should check him out. Very intelligent brother. People want to get better educated with your finances. Give a look to Brother Polite. Very intelligent brother. You see what we have here? The storm. Oh yeah, the storm is coming. So you have to prepare yourself with a bunker. We have to prepare ourselves with trust. Set up your trust, learn about a trust. But again, it starts with getting yourself a law dictionary. Everyone should have a law dictionary if they're going to make it through this and have some understanding of what's getting ready to happen, what's happening now. A law dictionary is very important because even though they are acting digital, we still will have means to secure ourselves if we are intelligent about the moves we make. I am from the Netherlands, and it is a company even registered by the SEC. Yes, of course it is. That's why on the back of the birth certificate they have the SKUs on the birth certificate. They have a SKU number on the back, and that's why the birth certificate goes through the Department of Agriculture, because they're looking at the people as cattle. That's why when they had the housing market crash, they had prime, subprime mortgages, prime mortgages. The people were cattle, like prime beef, subprime beef, low quality. Chattel. Chattel is a French word. You should look it up, because that's how they're looking at us, and they should be looking at us like that. Thank you. I will get one, definitely. You're going to have to be intelligent about how you find it, because they'll try to raise the price on you. How did you find out about XRP? Well, when I saw you, I was looking at cryptocurrency videos, and I saw Brad Garlinghouse for the first time, and he says, we're working with the banks and the regulators in order to have regulatory clarity. I'm like, that's where I'm going to put my finance in order to protect myself. He just told you who he was. And it's always said, never bet against the bank. Seems like an intelligent thing to me. But though I may not support the bank's views, I do support eating and being intelligent about having to make decisions to protect myself and my family. Dead at disease status. Yes, most people's status is called civil liter mortuus, dead in the view of the law. Civil liter mortuus. You also find that in this law dictionary. Civilly dead, mortuus, meaning all life ceased to exist. The heart ceases to pump blood, so that person is no longer living. But in status, in law, like they have colored people, color, that which is given the semblance and appearance of law without legal right. De facto contracts. People calling themselves black, you just told you, no legal right. People call themselves a minor, I'm a minority type of thing. I'm not saying I'm a minority, because I understand what minority means. Minority, minor. Let's read. Why are we over here thinking about that? Because this is very important to crypto. How are you going to keep your wealth if you don't understand the contract? Let's go over to the dictionary again. I'm going to type in here. Over here. Let's see, we'll type this word in. Okay. Give me just a moment. Minor. Minority. Okay. This is what a minority is. The state or period of being under the age of full legal responsibility. So, can a minor enter into a contract? No. A minor can't enter into a contract. So if a person is calling themselves black, or even if a person calls themselves white, a minor can't enter into a contract, so they treat us accordingly. A minor cannot enter into a contract. So if a person says they're a minority, either they know and they're just lying to fool some other people, or they just are ignorant of the law. And ignorance of the law is no excuse. Ignorance of the law is no defense. How can it defend you if you're ignorant of it? Minor means lacking competence. So every time a person says they're a minority, they're saying they're lacking competence. And they usually say it on TV or on YouTube, so they're saying it to the world out of their own mouths. So that's a contract. Words are spells. This is a spell book. This is a spell book. This book will render, if a person knows how to use this, he can render spells upon people. But now they're going to be rendering digital spells upon people, using the energy of the blockchain to take away from you if you don't know how to secure yourself and those rights which are yours from birth. So they confuse the people if you do not know a definition of anything. Of course they do. Again, they use color of law, that which is given the semblance and appearance of law without legal right. That means that they didn't have the legal right to do it. And you don't have any legal right if you calling yourself a person of color. Meaning colorable definitions, colorable contracts, again, adhesions. You know, you get the so-called cable bill that only tells you what to do and you're the only one who signs it. That's an adhesion. So now they know people are intelligent and are using their brain more than ever before. So because this internet has been a double-edged sword for them. So people are educating themselves. So now, I mean, my heart is pumping, man, because I love doing this. It says, and the only thing that separates people is their belief in God and God deeds. Yes, of course, my brother. It's all, you nailed it on the head. That action which is the God self in man to do right by each other. Because this is something very important. If we don't get together, we all are going to suffer. Because that's what's getting ready to happen. Doesn't matter what you thought you were, where you live now, how big your house is. If we don't get together to fix this issue that's getting ready to come, this so-called storm, we will all suffer. Doesn't matter your status or station in life. It's meant to engulf us all. They don't mind putting nanobots in the shots and telling us to take these things. They don't mind injuring all of us. Let me see, what's the time limit? I want to keep this under, forgive me for cutting it short. I feel like I'm leaving everybody with enough information today that they can go further study if they are not aware of these things. But we can begin again tomorrow for a chance to win 888 XRP. Please do like and subscribe. There was a man named Oli yesterday who won the silver coin. Now, he has not contacted me back yet. I just want to make that statement for everyone. And at the end of the video, I accidentally said 1,000 XRP. It's not 1,000 XRP. It is 888 XRP. And the winner will be drawn once we reach 1,000 subscribers. And once we've done that, we will draw, and that person will honestly receive the 888 XRP. I do appreciate everyone for coming out today. I wish the room had more people in it, but a lot of people are scared of knowledge. Let me see what we have here. Yes, sir, 100% right. It says, are you planning to do lives at a certain time later on? Not really. The reason why I do them random, because they oftentimes mess with my videos. That's why I have to do it this way. I can show up out of nowhere like a phantom to make sure I bring the knowledge to the people. I'm actually very lucky that that my videos are still up, because I'm going to continue to go in very deep. I mean, if you want to go in deep, you came to the right place. And I thank you for coming here. What is the significance of 888? Well, with me, 888 represents the infinite. Like I said, I'm not bound to anything but air, water, and food, and the Most High. My tassels spin freely so I can educate myself and share that education with the people. That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here to do. The significance of it is the infinite nature of life, the constant co-creation of things. I appreciate you saying this is very valuable information. Respect to you all. Peace to all of the human family. It'll always be that way with me. I come here to shine love and light to all of the people and hope that we can get together to fix this problem, because a world without due process is no type of world that I would care to live in. Feudal law. Fines and fees are feudal. I don't want anyone putting their foot on my neck or having any tiered system where lords rule over me. Eight is infinite. Yes, infinity. I'm from the Netherlands as well. Peace to you, brother. Since the dollar at the moment isn't gold backed, what is the IOU on the note account for? IOU, well, it's assessed to Q trust account, to be honest with you. For every land, you have the indigenous people of those land. Everyone has assessed to Q trust account, but the indigenous people of the land have more of a value because that's where they come from. That's their natal land. They're not telling people the truth. Now it's time for people to become more knowledgeable of contract law, because you have to be able to build and keep in a state of what you have built. See, they knocked off the E and just left states because they didn't want you to know that you had an estate that was allodial. Very powerful word, allodial. Allodial systems. How is it that someone else can sell off a piece of land that was allodial? Allodial is infinite. Can't be bought, sold, or transferred. I'm also from the Netherlands. You know what? When I used to do a lot of political activity globally, and a lot of people from the Netherlands always jumped in to help me. I appreciate a lot of people from the Netherlands and Germany as well. You're still talking my language, brother. I'll continue to. At least I hope I will. I'm here to do good. I'd like to say peace to you all. I'm going to end this short vignette here, and I hope that I've done some good today for the people. Peace be with you all, and all the love to the human family.